Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your daily tarot reading. Thank you for joining me in this reading where I am going to be using the Light Seers deck and the Lover's Oracle deck. So remember to take what resonates from the reading and to leave behind whatever you feel does not. So let's find out what messages come through with the cards. So the first card we have is the Seven of Swords in the reverse. With this card, you could be dealing with an air sign, so a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Next, we have the King of Swords. With this card, you could be dealing with an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius again. And finally, we have the Death card, which shows that you could be dealing with a Scorpio. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, this shows you could be dealing with an earth sign. So Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Okay, so with the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this is all about being able to devote a lot of time, devote a lot of attention and energy into a connection perhaps. And I'm seeing that this connection is progressing, but perhaps it is progressing at a pace that is perhaps slower than what you may have expected for this time in this connection. Or perhaps this is just a desire to be able to move things forward a lot more than where they are right now. So with this card, I'm seeing that this connection may be one that has been long time coming. It is one that perhaps has been in existence for quite some time now. And I'm seeing there is a feeling of perhaps desiring to move this connection forward. And with the Seven of Swords showing up in the reverse, with this card, this is all about being able to come out of a perhaps more mental space into a more heart space. So this could also be indicative of perhaps coming out of a phase of playing games or being in a place whereby you're not expressing 100% how you feel in a connection. But this card shows being able to perhaps let down the guard. And also with this card, it also shows somebody being exposed for their truthful intentions, the true colors of somebody in a connection coming out. This could also be referring to somebody outside of the connection who has an impact in this connection, also getting exposed. So with this card, this is all about some kind of a revelation also happening when it comes to this connection. And I'm seeing that revelation is something that is very beneficial to moving this connection forward. And I'm seeing that with the King of Swords, this is showing this connection is one that perhaps may be entering a very serious phase. And also this is also a strengthening of this connection with that King of Swords describing this connection. So this could also be describing the other person in this connection. So I'm getting a person who maybe comes across as someone who's very serious, someone who perhaps does not wear their heart on their sleeve. They tend to keep their emotions at bay and they try to keep them to themselves, which makes them come across as being someone who's perhaps a little bit detached or someone who is disassociated from the feelings. But that is just perhaps on the outside. This person may have another side to them perhaps that they only reveal to perhaps people who are very close to them, people who get closer to them. And I'm seeing that with the Seven of Swords, this is all about being able to drop the mask and perhaps being able to come into a phase where you are more comfortable to show and reveal the more intimate part of yourself with another person. And I'm seeing this connection maybe also moving forward in terms of being able to perhaps reach a deeper level in this connection. With the Death card, this shows some kind of change in a connection. So I'm also seeing that Seven of Pentacles energy of feeling as though perhaps something is not moving forward and it may feel as though something is stagnating. That energy is not long felt with the Death card. This card shows that there is some kind of a change in this connection. It's dynamic. Everything gets changed and also transformed in some way when it comes to this connection. So this is all about perhaps being able to leave behind a period whereby perhaps things were feeling as though there are some things that are unsaid. This is about being able to have an open, honest kind of a connection with a person whereby you are able to perhaps lay everything on the table, and that is what ultimately moves this connection forward. And I'm seeing that it is deepening and strengthening as well. And also with the Death card, this also shows the ability to perhaps leave something behind and being able to advance from being able to release something that isn't working. So with this card, this would also be all about being able to leave behind perhaps a certain way of viewing things and a certain way of thinking that may be limiting as far as this connection. Also any behaviors that may be keeping a connection in a space whereby it feels as though things are not moving forward. Those can be transcended, those can be left behind with the Death card. And I'm seeing that perhaps this connection enters a phase whereby it feels like a rebirth, or it could just feel as though this connection is now moving drastically forward. And I'm seeing that it moves drastically forward following some kind of a revelation, that Seven of Swords. So the changes indicated by the Death card could be very big, they could be very scary, but they are ultimately very life-changing for both of the people in this connection, and they are ultimately what is growing this connection in a very positive way. This could even be about moving to perhaps a new chapter when it comes to this connection and being able to move to the next level that is perhaps even more meaningful to the connection, such as perhaps being able to move into a phase whereby you are making a decision to even spend the rest of your life together, for some, and feeling more sure with that King of Pentacles. So this also shows a lot of self-assurance and a lot of certainty. So this could also be showing perhaps a proposal that may be on the horizon, or perhaps some kind of an engagement that may be offered as well. So this is all about being able to commit also to a decision and a direction for this connection. So I'm going to pull out 3 cards from the Lover's Oracle deck. So I'll start with a card for you in this connection, a card for the other person in this connection, and finally a card for the overall connection. So the first card that came out is for you in this connection, and it says only time will tell. Okay, so this is about being able to trust the process, perhaps with that Seven of Pentacles. With the Seven of Pentacles, this is all about growing, perhaps even a little bit impatient, feeling as though you may be doubtful of the way a connection is growing. So with this card that says only time will tell, this is all about being able to perhaps maintain some faith in the process of working on this connection. So I'm going to pull out a card for the other person in this connection. So this is the card that came out, and it says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So with this card, this may be the feelings and along the lines of how the other person in this connection feels, or this may be something that perhaps the other person wishes that they could express to you, but definitely this is describing the feelings of perhaps viewing a connection as very deep and also having a lot of love in a connection. So this may be perhaps also about the truth and the true way that a person feels when it comes to their emotions. So this card starts with look deep within your heart. So I'm getting that perhaps this person is not someone who's very emotionally expressive, but definitely with this card, this is all about the emotions being there. Perhaps they may struggle with being able to convey them and put them into words, but with this card, this is perhaps that assurance that the love in this connection is existent, and this person has very strong, deep feelings when it comes to this connection and how they view you and how they feel about you. And I'm getting that perhaps this may be along the lines of what the other person in this connection would like to reveal to you, or would like to say to you or share with you. With that King of Swords, that is a card that is all about perhaps being more comfortable in your mental space than in perhaps your heart space. So perhaps this person does have a harder time with being able to convey that and put it into words, but the feeling could genuinely be there with this card. So I'm going to pull out a card for this overall connection. So this is the card that came out. It says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Okay, so with this card, I'm seeing it pertaining to the Seven of Pentacles, which is all about perhaps some hard work that may have had to go into perhaps being able to maintain this connection or to start this connection. And with this card, this is all about being able to perhaps compromise and also having the ability to see the bigger picture as far as this connection goes. And perhaps also not taking score as far as perhaps who's perhaps working harder or who's putting in more energy into this connection, but rather being able to see and step back and being able to appreciate all of the hard work that has gone into it and look at it fondly as something that has perhaps been able to grow this connection and move it forward. And even if you are single and perhaps you may have not yet met the other person in this connection, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Only Time Will Tell card in the Lover's Oracle deck, I am getting that perhaps even a connection that has been in existence for a very long time, that could be a connection that could also strengthen or move to a deeper place, and that could be perhaps a connection that turns into something more serious. That's also possible with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so that is the message I am getting with these cards for this reading, Sagittarius. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you in tomorrow's reading. Bye, Sagittarius.